Happy New Year's, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that I am reaching you all in good health. I hope that you are having a blast. I hope that you're surrounded by love, genuine love. I hope that you all have written down your goals and that we're all going to be on this upward trajectory for 2024. We made it through the first round of the Armageddon. I say that because in 2012 they said the world was going to end, but here we are in 2024 and we're still here. We're still kicking it. God still loves us, and opportunities will present themselves this year, and we're going to be our best selves. I claim it. I pray for it. I have faith in it. On to the video, people. Welcome back to Grade A Talks. This is your girl, Ariel. I hope I'm reaching you all in good faith, good health, and a clean, relaxed, and calm soul. I'm here today, and I want to talk about what everybody else is talking about, and that is relationships. And I want to talk about it separately, for women and also for men. Because, everything's different depending on what gender you are. I feel like for women, we enter relationships with men or, meet a man, in that talking phase. And a lot of women, within a short period of time feel like, okay, he my man. We talking, so he don't need to be talking to no one else. That's your first mistake. If nothing is exclusive, you should look at it like he's possibly talking to other people. That's a way to protect yourself. You should never expect someone to put all their eggs in one basket and they don't even know you like that. Right? That's foolish to think that way. And I know you probably the baddest and the best dressed and probably have so many degrees, so much money. The man don't know you like that. So until he has that exclusive conversation with you, you're not exclusive. Stop putting yourselves in relationships mentally before that man verbally confirms it. You're setting yourself up for failure. You're going to be in your feelings, and that's not okay. Another thing is we need to stop trying to match men's energy. You meet a guy and he says, I'm not really looking for a relationship, but you want a relationship, right? Stop telling them you don't want a relationship. Why are you lying to someone because you want to deal with them that bad? Aren't you a prize too? Right? So never subject yourself to a situation that you aren't wholeheartedly, for. You don't want to do that. If you want a relationship, you should disclose that. Put your cards on the table. Be transparent about what you want. And you need to know what you want. And if you know what you want, anything that goes against that, let it go. And let it go early. Because you're going to get yourself in a situation to where this man has already told you, hey, I don't want to be in a relationship. I'm not really looking for that right now. And you deluding yourself into thinking y'all in a relationship because he's taking you out to eat. Y'all having good times, y'all having dates. That's not a relationship per se. That's dating, and a lot of people get dating and relationship mixed up. That's why you have so many women who put all their eggs in one basket, and that is a foolish mistake. I'm all for a woman going out there dating. People be like, oh, Lori Harvey a hoe. Y'all don't know what that woman doing. Y'all don't know what she doing. Lori Harvey has her men sign an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, and if they break that, they have to pay her $1 million. I don't think she having sex with all them men. I really don't. And even if she is, that's her vagina. Why are we worried about another person's vagina? We need to worry about our own and make sure we're getting those annual checkups. Because I've seen on the internet, and a lot of people be saying that some people's walk by when be horrible. You don't want that, sis. Get that together. Stop worrying about other people's and worry about your V. I'm all about a woman dating. I feel like that's the only way you're going to actually see what you want. And is if you go out on dates and you see these men and you pick up who you like and who you don't like. You have to have variety. Not necessarily saying jump into bed with those men. I would never advocate for a woman to be out here being promiscuous because you're either going to have an unwanted pregnancy or you're going to get an STD. And a lot of people don't have my charts, and they don't go get tested until they start experiencing symptoms. And some people never experience symptoms depending on what STD it is. HIV can lay dormant in your body for up to 10 years. So don't be out here giving your body away so freely. There is nothing casual about sex. As a woman, you shouldn't just be out here hooking up with people. I know the world and society has made women feel like they're empowered in that way. And, you can be empowered sexually, but don't be a sexual deviant. Don't be out here stepping away from the normal way of being. Don't be doing too much. And black women, don't be doing that because, other races can do things we cannot do. And when I say that, it's not that you can't do it because you're a grown person. You can do whatever you want to do, but that's not who we are. We need to get back to, our, cultural ways of being. African women are not a promiscuous group of women. We're not. We are a group of women who have morals, who have values, we have standards. African American women are not culturally a promiscuous group of women. We're not. We are women of standards and values. You don't believe me? Talk to your grandmothers and your great grandmothers. They did not like no little girl that was fast. That's not okay. That's not okay. The world makes you think it's okay. We have all this slut culture. Everybody want to be half naked, stripper wear. That's not ladylike. That's not appealing. No one wants to take that home to meet their mom. No one wants to create a family with a woman like that. No one wants that. No one wants that. And how do I know that? Because when I was with my family, when my family was intact, I was told that you're classy. That's how a woman should be. You don't want to be like that. You don't want to be like that. Women, rise up. We have to get away from this whorish era that society is telling us is okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. And they give women platforms that are undeserving of that platform. And it's the worst image of black women. And there's so many great black women out here. And I'm like, why they putting that on display? Put this black excellence on display. Because it's more of these than that. And how do I know? Because black women are statistically the most educated race of women demographically. We are. In the United States and worldwide. We truly are. So let's put that on display. We are more than our minds and our curves, and our sassiness and the swaying of our hips. We know we phenomenal women. Let's start acting like we know. Let's carry ourselves with some pride. You are a black queen, honey. Carry yourself with some pride and some confidence because you are that girl. You always have been. I don't care what society tells you. Society tells you that, and yet society is trying to get every characteristic that mimics what you're born with. Lip fillers. People getting Botox in their 20s. Who get Botox in their 20s? Not melanated people. And if you do, you playing. You doing too much. You wasting money, girl. What is you doing? Hips and thighs and, high cheekbones. We born with that. And when we were younger, they told us that our aesthetics were ugly. They told us that, if you were a dark-skinned black girl, you were less appealing. That was never true. That means that you are closer to God's people. I'm telling y'all, black women, we have to do better. We have to do better. Enter into these relationships, loving these men at 100. He haven't even worked to that yet. He hasn't done anything but tell you that you're pretty. Probably sent a chain message, good morning message about you and 10 other women. I'm just playing. They say they don't do that. But, allow someone to put effort into you before you put them on that pedestal. Don't place anyone on that pedestal, so loosely if they're not deserving. I saw this TikTok and the woman said that she was speaking to this man and he told her that men like women at a 0 and work their way up to that 100. Probably never even get to 100. Women start liking men at 100 and work their way down. And that's why you've deluded yourself into thinking that you have more than what you really have because you're just throwing caution to the wind and jumping into a situation head first. And what happens when you jump into something head first? You hit your head hard. Knock you out. Knock the wind out of you. And you so hurt on social media. All ninjas ain't no good. No. He was never any good. And if you would have took the time to actually listen to him, not just what he's saying to you, pay attention to how he operates. Pay attention to where he's at in life. Stop going for men's potential and go for their reality. You know, what is this man doing when he's not around me? He said he wants X, Y, and Z in life. Okay, when I'm not around him, is he working towards executing X, Y, and Z? Because if he's not working towards executing his plans, how is he going to have any plans for you? Anyone who doesn't take their life and their journey and their progress seriously will never take progress in the journey of a relationship with you seriously. And he's not going to lead you nowhere but astray. You have to start thinking about these things. You have to start paying attention to who you're dealing with. Men be telling us who they are all the time. We delude ourselves into thinking, it's more than what it is. We delude ourselves into formulating this man's statements that he has never heard, that he has never stated. You cannot speak for another person. How do I know how a man feels about me? How does that man treat you? That is universal for how anyone feels about anyone. People tell you how they feel about you by how they treat you. So if you're dealing with somebody who disrespects you when he's angry, who's inconsistent, someone who makes you feel bad because you confront them about a situation that made you feel bad, trying to deflect the light off of them. They don't want to be in the spotlight. Narcissists do not do well under spotlights. It's in their nature to divert the attention onto you and what you've done. And that's such a turnoff. Why would you want to deal with that? Who wants to deal with that? Someone who wakes up feeling different all the time. You cannot invest or commit yourself to someone who's inconsistent about you. People wake up feeling different all the time, and now your life in shambles because you committed yourself to someone who was not deserving of your commitment. You put all your eggs in one basket. You probably got this man over here on red. You done blocked him, putting your attention on him, and those were actually better candidates for your man. Stop doing that. Give yourself time, and don't spread yourself thin. Don't be out here having sex with all these men. They don't deserve you. What has he done to deserve my body? And I'm not talking about, having to pay to have sex with somebody, because that's prostitution. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm just saying, but what has this man done to make me feel like we should be sharing this, what is supposed to be beautiful moment together? Because when you really think about it, a lot of these men not worth your time, let alone your body. And that's why we feel bad when we do that, because you knew better. You knew better. The red flags were there. You let your hormones take you down through there. You led with your hormones, and now you're feeling bad about it. You have to be logical. We need to do more logical thinking. Think beyond your emotions. Think beyond the situation, and be smart within that situation. Don't be dumb. Don't be weak. And I tell women all the time, the worst type of situation to put yourself in is to be a doormat. Think of the doormat at your house. It just constantly get walked on every day. Some people don't dust it off. It get a little affection and love every now and again, but people just walk on it and don't even think about it. That's what it's for. It's a lot of people who have people placed as doormats in their life. They know you're not going nowhere. You're going to take them footprints every day, all day. You're not going to say no complaints because you just want to feel like somebody love you. That's those women that are, I don't care what he do as long as he come home tonight. Head ass. That's foolish. I be like, who raised you? I got my TK Kirkland on. Who raised you? Don't you ever be a doormat for a man. And man, don't ever be a doormat for a woman. You don't ever want to place yourself in a position to where a person feels like no matter what they do, no matter what they say, you're going to be there at the end of the day. That is a horrible position to put yourself into, and you will be disappointed. And women, you have to stop seeking validation in men. Stop seeking validation in men. You should not look for validation in anyone but yourself. You don't have anything to prove to anyone but yourself. Because if you truly are in tune with yourself and your plans are in alignment and you see the life that you want, you don't need validation from nobody else. You and how you are and how you feel is enough validation. I see so many women be in relationships because we were raised to think that if you don't got no man, you ain't nothing. That is a very prehistoric way of thinking. It is 2023. Some of these men are great men, very deserving of being catered to, of being submissive to, etc., etc. I'm all for a good man having a good woman doing what she's supposed to do. Don't give those good women behaviors and those wife-like behaviors to a fool that you know ain't no good. Don't do that to yourself. We know when someone isn't good for us. We know, we try to hold on. We probably have a bond. They're probably familiar. This is what I'm used to. I've been dealing with this person for years. That's just how they are. No, you are deserving of so much more. You just have to feel that for yourself. I would much rather be single, and I am, than to subject myself to a relationship that's not catering to me properly. You're not treating me right. I don't feel like this is for me. I'm not happy here. Life is too short to be in unhappy spaces. Baby, if you're not doing what I need you to do, if we've had these conversations and I feel like they're just not going anywhere, I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall. I feel like I'm talking to someone who doesn't value me, who doesn't care about how I feel, who isn't willing to put forth the effort so that I feel reassured. Why am I here? Why are you here? I'm going to tell you why they're here. Because you are convenient for them. It's a lot of people in horrible, toxic, miserable relationships, and they're together for convenience. I got some convenient sex at home. I had someone who conveniently splitting these bills with me. I got someone who conveniently keeps my space clean, cooks for me, gives me money. It's all based in convenience. You're not going to be happy if the foundation of your relationship is convenience. Because you're going to be like, why am I here? I would rather pay my own bills than be in a home where there's no love. There's no affection. There's no loyalty. There's no respect. There's no peace. You deserve that. But you have to feel like you deserve that yourself. You have to. Because if you don't, people going to give you what they feel like you deserve. And it's going to be a little, bare minimum, low effort. You have some women who complain about men not putting forth effort. Oh, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that, because you're not the woman he wants. If you're the woman that a man wants, there's nothing that can stop that man from getting you. Nothing. A man will go out there and get proudly the woman that he wants. You will know where you stand with that man. That's a man who has a purpose for you. That's a man who is intentional about you. Not just some riffraff trying to get in your drawers. You have to know who you're dealing with. I see all the time a lot of women say, these men are not putting forth any effort, not trying to take me out on no dates, not consistent with this, not consistent with that, never initiates anything. He puts forth bare minimum effort. Some of those men are accustomed to women who were accepting bare minimum effort just to say they had a man. You have women out here who are like that. I call them low-hanging fruit. They on the last branch, damn near touching the dirt. Don't take nothing to just walk by and scoop that up. But when you have a woman who knows who she is, a woman who knows her worth, you're going to have to put forth a little more effort into that. Some men don't want to put forth no effort. They lazy. They're lazy with themselves. So, of course, they're going to be lazy with you. So you want to know where they belong? They belong with the low-hanging fruit. Let them be with those women who require minimal effort. Minimal. The man just there having sex with her, and she's okay with that. It's some women who are okay with that. But if you're not the woman that's okay with that, never allow a man to put you in a position you don't want to be in. I didn't sign up for that. Low-hanging fruit. She ain't no diva. Low-hanging fruit. You ain't no diva, baby. You are not a diva. You desperate. So women, remember, when you dealing with these men, be thinking. You need to be thinking the entire time. Because they thinking from the moment they hit you up. They slide in your DMs. They approach you. You got to know how the game goes. And if you don't know how the game goes, you're going to be on the losing team every single time. Think for yourself. Only make decisions that you feel comfortable with and that are consensual. Never degrade yourself for anyone. I don't care how much money he has. I don't care how good he looks. You are a human being too, and you are deserving of respect and consideration. You have to respect yourself. The world is going to treat you how you treat you. So make sure that you're showing up for you every day. Make sure that people know, hey, I don't care what you were doing over there. I don't play that here. Yes, I am the creme de la creme. You have to have that mindset. And that goes for men and women. You have to think that, or people will play you how they feel like they want to play you. And there's some shitty people out here. So you want to make sure that you are aware. Be very vigilant in this dating game, because it's really pissy out here in these waters right now. I would, say steer clear. A lot of y'all like to be risky. So, just do with that what you will. But women, you have to think. Don't jump too far into a situation that you don't even know is for you yet. Don't jump too quick into a situation and the man hasn't shown himself to you yet. He hasn't proven anything to you, Take your time. Get to know people. Pay attention to what people are saying. Pay attention to what people are not doing. Does this man have a purpose? Is he intentional? Where is he going in 5 years? What's his short-term goals? What's his long-term goals? All of that matters, especially when you out here trying to date intentionally with the purpose of marriage. That's important. You have to be very real with yourself when it comes to these situations. Don't be a delusional female out here acting crazy about no man who not acting crazy about you. And you shouldn't be out here having to act crazy anyway, because a man that's worth being crazy over won't even make you crazy. You'll be in love, basking in your femininity, and he'll be taking care of all your needs, and you'll be taking care of all of his. And that's the type of relationship we should want to be in. Anything else is lackluster. Men. I have a lot of male friends. Most I've had since junior high and on up. Some are married and gone off, have beautiful families, and some are still single. But I'm a woman who used to sit at the lunch tables with the guys, because I learned early that women are very messy. They be hating on each other and they be having low-key animosity. So I have a very clear perception of how men think. And men are very literal creatures. With most men, what you see is what you get. What they tell you is what they mean. You have your riffraff that be lying, but most men are very upfront. They'll tell you what's going on. Men. Emphasis on the men. MEN. Not the riffraff. I feel like a lot of men need to start understanding that we all have our vulnerabilities. I feel like a lot of men sometimes approach women and that you're not going to do right by this woman. That your intentions aren't pure with this woman. And my advice to you is to just leave that woman alone. Why is it so hard to leave someone alone that you don't have any good intentions for? Who's deserving of your bullshit? Only you are. Fix that. We all need to seek therapy. I don't have any stigmas against therapy. Again, psychology degree owner. I'm all for mental peace, mental health. If you know that you are battling demons and a thing called soul ties are real, don't be going out here spreading that negative energy into the community. Y'all got to stop doing that. Soul ties are real. You have so many men out here thinking it's attractive to be a loose booty. It's not attractive to be promiscuous, whether you're a man or a woman. No woman wants a man that multiple women have had. It does decrease your value. It makes you look a little dirty. And then, not to think from the spiritual aspect of it all those soul ties, all these women that you brag about having sex with, if those women are battling demons, well, looky there. You are now a part of that demon crew. Stop doing this to yourselves. Men, have more respect for yourselves. You are deserving of love. You are deserving of respect. And you are deserving of a real woman who is going to be there for you and love you, but you have to love yourself. And no man who sleeps with multiple women loves himself. No man who sleeps with multiple women has to have multiple women loves himself. You are operating within your trauma. That's something people don't want to talk about. A lot of us operate within our trauma. If you have to have a lot of people to make you feel validated, to make you feel like more of a woman, to make you feel like more of a man, that is something going on inside of you. You have some internal conflicts. You need to work on that. You need to work on that. People be walking around here depressed, stressed out, just feel like everything going wrong in their life. They feel like they got this dark cloud over them. That's because you are laying down with someone whose soul is unclean. Someone who's battling things seen and unseen. You don't know what's going on in people's minds. You don't know the battles people have every day. And you just taking all that in. You need to know who you're dealing with. Stop just jumping in bed with these people. Women, we should not be out here super sexual. That's not a feminine quality. That's masculine. Men are the ones who are sex crazed. And even with them being sex crazed, I still require a certain level of discretion. For a long time, I didn't like, public displays of affection. Why we kissing this? Like, we ain't got to do all that. We can save that for when we're in a private space. I never felt comfortable doing that. Like, that was like, even holding hands for a minute, that was something for me. And I saw affection growing up the whole time. Sometimes I feel like I saw a little too much affection. And I'd be like, gross. But, and that's probably the reason why I was like, I don't want to be, doing that. And I didn't like kissing in front of my kids, but now I feel like it's important. So, I'll do it now. And I've done it, here recently. But a lot of us operate within our traumas. Men, stop thinking that you're cool because you out here having sex with all these women. That don't make you look cool. Women, stop thinking these popular men are husband material. They're not. Come on now. Men that are used to being in the streets shall return to the streets. Stop that. Like, you have to respect yourself more. No woman wants a man who's out here just spreading himself thin. No man wants a woman who's out here just spreading herself thin. We have to have more respect for ourselves because no one's going to respect you if you don't respect yourself. You can't demand respect and you're out here portraying a lifestyle that's disrespectful to yourself. That's a contradiction. Like I said, people are going to treat you how you treat you. So treat yourself like the kings and queens that you are. Because if you don't, you can't expect anyone else to do that. You can't expect anyone else to do that. We have to do better when it comes to that. Men, stop. If you see a beautiful woman and she tells you that she's ready for a relationship, this woman wants to get married, this woman wants to have children, and you're not there yet, be gone. Because you have the potential to hinder this woman's journey. If you're not ready for what she's ready for, let her go find her husband. Or step up to the plate and be her man. Either way, don't sign up for a job if you don't want the job requirements. I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to relationships. People think relationships are just, pictures and, we're going to go on dates and we're going to be #goals. It's a lot of hand-on work that's going to be required. It's a lot of grunt work. You got to dig in deep before you commit to this person. You're investing your time, which is something you can never get back with someone. Make sure you want to be there. Make sure this is something that you can see having longevity, not nothing that's temporary. We live in the most temporary era I've ever known. And I'm going to tell you why. Social media. Social media is an illusion that has people deluded. People think they have so many options out here. And some people do have a lot of options, depending on their status, their caliber in life. They have more options than, the average person. But how many of those options are quality options? Women, if you have 10, 20 men in your inbox sliding in your DMs, how many of them do you think are qualifying men? Where are they at? And where are they going in their life? What is their conversations about? Is that a woman of substance? Is that a man of substance? What do they talk about? What do they do? You know, where their mind at? That's what you need to start paying more attention to. Where are people's minds at? Ask people them questions. The questions that aren't, the little cookie cutter questions. Ask people these questions. Where are you going in your life? And where do you plan on taking me? Do you plan on taking me anywhere with you? Or is this just a situation for right now? Because a lot of people are in situations that are just for right now. We live in a very temporary world. People like instant gratification. That's why a lot of men don't like waiting on women when it comes to having sex, because they feel like they want it now. We live in a world where men can go on the internet and see people having sex. We live in a world where men can go to Instagram and see a woman half-ass naked. OnlyFans. It's like it's making people desensitized to reality. And reality is most women aren't those women. Most women are normal, average women like your mothers, and they deserve to be treated and approached like you would want someone to approach your mother, like you would want someone to approach your daughter. Quick way to know if you're dealing with a good man or a man who's a possible candidate to be a good suitor for you. Ask that man, would his mother approve of how he is with women? Ask that man, if he has a daughter, would he want his daughter to date a man like him? And see what response you get. And that'll tell you all you need to know about that man. That'll tell you all you need to know. Pay attention to how a man treats his mother. How he refers to his mother. How he talks about her. How he engages with her. That matters. I knew a man who was very disrespectful towards his mother. And he was very disrespectful towards me too. That tells you a lot about a man. It tells you a lot. Men, stop thinking that every woman is obligated to be submissive to you. Sir, what have you done to make me feel comfortable in knowing that you're responsible enough and you're a leader and that you're going to lead me to where we need to go? Because a lot of these people will lead you nowhere. Stop thinking every woman is supposed to be submissive to these men. Some of these men are not worthy of being submissive to. Some of these women aren't worthy of being in a relationship with. That's just how the cookie crumbles. That's just how it goes. But I will say, when I've been in the presence of a man, submission came naturally. I wanted to be submissive to that man. I wanted to cater to that man. And that's how I feel like that's how as a woman, if you're really interested in that man. I want to do this for that man. That man makes me feel so good that of course I'll, do A, B, and C for him. Of course I'll, cash app him, money for lunch because he's done it for me. Of course I'll take him out on a date and pay because you can guarantee he done paid for about, 4 or 5 of our dates. A woman does not mind looking out for a man who looks out for her. I know the narrative is that all these women, are gold diggers, even though you don't possess 1 ounce of gold to, dig. Where's the gold? So many men have this, insane thought that women are after money they do not have. We are not. Women just want someone to show us a good time, to be respectful, to be a gentleman, to be chivalrous. I know a lot of people say chivalry is dead. No, it's not. I get doors open for me all the time. All the time. Chairs pulled back all the time. Men treat you how you treat you. And a man is only going to treat you how you allow him to treat you. You know what I'm saying? So once you set that tone with men, they have that thought like, oh man, I can't do this with her. I'm going to have to change how I am. I'm going to have to come at her a different way. And you're supposed to come at me a different way because you can't try to approach every woman the same. Every woman is not the same. What she allowed may be repulsive to me, and what I allow may be repulsive to her, but I'm not allowing anything that's repulsive. I have my standards, I have my expectations, and that's how it has to be. Just like a man has his standards and has his expectations, we're gonna have to, meet and see what can get checked off and what are your non-negotiables. Make a list of your non-negotiables. What are the things that you cannot and will not compromise on? Because if you truly want to be in a relationship, there will be some compromises, and that's to be expected. But don't compromise who you are to be with someone else. Never do that, because the payoff is never worthy of that. It's never worthy. You are enough just how you are. You may need some refining, but you are good how you are. But we have to love ourselves enough to know when a situation is not catering to us properly. Like, I can't sit at this table anymore because the service I'm receiving here is just subpar. I want better. I expect better. There's someone out here who will give me what I want. May have to make some compromises in there, but I'm not going to compromise myself. I have my list of non-negotiables, which are the things I will not detract from. These are what I need and have to have in my relationship for it to work for me. And they are either going to scurry away and go to that low-hanging fruit, or they're going to step to the plate. And this goes for man and woman. They're either going to step to the plate and do what you need them to do. But you would be happier being transparent and giving people the opportunity to show you who they are, show you where they stand, show you what they want with you. So make sure that if you're dating, you're open about what you want and that you know what you want. Don't get out here wasting people's time and you don't know what you want. Men, don't go out here and use a woman as a filler, which means that you're basically just, in this situation with this woman until your old thing come back. A lot of people want their old thing back. And I call them filler positions because you basically just fill in the position for the one who got away. And that's the one that they're really hoping comes back around. They hoping they get that, hey, big head text message. So you better, you get in a relationship with a guy and all he talking about is his ex. First date, this man done talked about his ex for the first 5-10 minutes. Baby, get up and leave. Be like, baby, I don't want to intrude. I'm going to go. It looks like you still are harboring some feelings for that woman. So let me do you a favor and see my way out this situation because it's going to be chaotic. That man is going to be craving that woman the entire time. And no matter what you do, no matter how good you look, no matter how good your, bedroom game is, if you are not the woman that man wants and he's using you for a filler position, you'll never be the woman. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Men know who they love. Men know. They might try to play like they don't know. They might try to, downplay situations with women from their past, because they know that woman probably don't even want them anymore. They probably messed up so, tremendously that woman will never come back, but it's a lot of men out here who have women in their lives that got away from them, the one that got away, so make sure that you're not being a filler. Don't be there for anyone. You deserve someone who is all about you. And you're all about them. That's what we need out here. We need some real non-toxic, real, genuine, transparent relationships where both parties are working to elevate and build with one another in this life, in this space. And chaos is not of God. So if any situation presents itself to you and you're like, oh my goodness, there's so much confusion that comes with this situation. There's so much chaos. I'm so unsure about so many aspects of this relationship. That's probably God telling you, get up out of there. Get out of that situation. I know people be praying to God, oh God, I need this, I need that. And God, send me a good man. God, why is this happening to me? And all types of things. And it's like, I feel like God just be looking down like, now God be tired of y'all praying to him about stuff. God, why this man doing me like that? God be sitting there. I picture God sitting there just looking like, you fool. I done showed you for the past year and a half, 4, 5, 12 years. This man was no good. You done prayed for a spirit of discernment so you can get rid of your homegirls, but you still hold on to this man that's no good for you. And you will see that, man, once I let that situation go, my life became so beautiful. Once I let my toxic relationship go, I felt liberated. I literally felt like a weight had been lifted off of my shoulders. I don't think we tend to grasp the magnitude that a toxic relationship has on us. It weighs you down. You're depressed. You have no energy. You're not your best self. Some of us put it together real well, but dying mentally, like seriously, like we really have to liberate ourselves from any situation that is not serving us properly. Get away, because it feels so much better on the other side. So that's my 2 cents. I know nobody care about my 2 cents. Nobody gives a damn, but I'm going to still say them anyway. Men, get your shit together. Women, get your shit together. And let's do better. Now, on this segment of Everybody's Business, I'm going to talk about something that correlates to the statement I made earlier. I feel like it'll fit because we're talking about relationships. And I just saw the other day on Instagram, Cardi B hurt, crying, because her husband, Offset, who she's now separated from, was cheating on her. If you recall, back when I used to be a huge Cardi B fan, I remember one point after she had their baby, he was cheating on her. That goes back to what I said previously. Women, have self-respect, know your worth, and pay attention to patterns. If this man has cheated in the past, he's susceptible to doing it again. And now you have another child in this situation, and you've been married for multiple years now, and now you're at your breaking point. We have to do better when it comes to that. Like I said, once a person shows you who they are, believe them. If someone shows you that they are a cheater, a habitual cheater, why are you hanging on to that? I don't care if she's crying in a mansion. The hurt is still the same. Betrayal hurts. It hurts. It doesn't matter what your bank account looks like. If you invest your time and you're loyal to someone and you've committed yourself to this person, you've invested your emotions and your money into this person, that'll hurt anyone, man or woman. I felt so bad for her. I hated that. And the only thing I could think of was, man, we have to stop giving people numerous chances to show us that they're no good. I was waiting on him to post something about missing his grandma again. Every time somebody cheat, they start talking about the Bible, or they start talking about they missing people in their family. I don't know what is in the male DNA, what's in their Y chromosome to make them get so sentimental when they get found cheating. Why weren't you sentimental before you were cheating? Why didn't you care about these things that actually matter before you stepped outside of your relationship? Women, why do we always give people multiple chances? Do you not know that within giving someone multiple chances to break your heart, they're also losing respect for you every time you allow them to come back around, because they know that they can get away with it? All they have to do is change how they do it. Oh, I'm not going to do it how I did it this time. I did that last time. Let me switch it up a little bit just so I can keep her off my back a little bit. And they lose respect for you. They pay attention to how you allow them to do you. And them being who they are, the habitual cheaters, they're going to abuse you every time. So remember, when you see who a person is, believe them. Say, I don't need any other confirmation, because you have given me all the evidence to prove that you a fuckboy. Get away from fuckboys. We don't have time for that. We're leaving all fuckboys and their behaviors in 2023. We're elevating. We're aspiring to be better women. We're going to bask within our femininity. We're not going to allow anyone to have us crying. The fact that that woman, multimillionaire, is on social media crying lets you know that she is so shaken and just mentally in a disarray, because most people of that status and caliber don't do that. You know, they're all about their image and, you know, trying to keep it all together. I feel so bad for her. I feel bad for her, but this is a lesson for other women. When a man shows you who he is, believe him and act accordingly. And if you're going to sign up to be with someone who's shown you that they have the potential to be unfaithful every now and again, either choose to be with it and don't complain about it, or get away from it. But no, in that getting away from it, you're not losing anything. If anything, it's empowering, because you're choosing yourself over a situation that is beneath you. Cheating is beneath you. That's how we need to start looking at that. First time somebody cheat on you, leave them. That is not an expected event in a relationship. I don't expect a man to cheat on me. People be like, Beyonce got cheated on. I don't give a damn. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I do not expect a man to cheat on me. I expect you to be faithful or to not pursue me at all. I'm fine. Women have to start operating like that. Never subject yourself to any type of situation that is not serving you properly. Don't do that. And y'all saw he was all up in the club. Men get over shit fast. Oh my goodness. She crying and he in the club. I'm telling you, better start being stronger emotionally. Better start being logical creatures opposed to emotionally driven people. We have to start thinking. That's the only way you are going to win the game. That's the only way you're going to win the game, is if you're paying attention to the game. You have to study the game, you know? And I hate that it's a game. It shouldn't have to be a game, but there are so many games, and that is the climate that we live in. That is the culture that we are living in. Temporary relationships and cheating. Western culture glorifies cheating. They glorify men being able to do what they do, and they think that's an alpha male. Oh yeah, he's able to go out here and, you know, do what he wants to do and come back home, and he knows she's gonna be there, and that makes him feel like a man. That's not a man, that's a coward. A man does not abuse the feelings of a woman who loves him, who has given life to your seed through her vessel. We have to start doing better. When a man shows you who he is, believe him the first time. When a woman shows you who she is, believe her the first time. Don't delude yourself into thinking that this person that you have, you know, conjured up in your mind is who is actually there. Take what you see for your reality, and it'll alleviate all those other issues. You won't have to worry about being on Instagram crying from a broken heart. I feel bad for that woman. I hate that. She has 2 beautiful children by her husband. She, you know, brought his children in because he had multiple children before she met him. And she treated them all with love and respect from what I could see. She never, you know, isolated them from, you know, their family photos on covers of magazines. It seemed like she was really attentive to his other kids. And she didn't have to be, because she came into their relationship with no children. And now she's about to leave the situation with 2 children. So we have to start thinking, you know, red flags. We need to start thinking futuristically. Stop thinking just in the present time. It's great to live your life and be present, but never put yourself in a situation that you know is not going to pan out to be beneficial for you in the future. There's no money that can make you, you know, feel better about that situation. There's no status, because you're not happy. That matters. You have to be happy, and we have to do better. Women, I need us to start thinking. Men, I need you to start thinking too. And I need both of us to be better. But that's my 2 cents, and whatever. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Grade A Talks. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you are feeling good, looking good, and living good. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Have a great night. Peace.